7 mind games avoidants play when they're secretly obsessed with you. Avoidants are known for pushing people away, acting emotionally distant, and pretending like they don't need anyone. But here's the truth most people never realize. Some avoidants are deeply obsessed with you. They just don't want you to know it. And instead of showing love the way securely attached people do, they play subtle, psychological games to keep control while staying emotionally invested. In this video, we'll uncover the 7 mind games avoidants play when they're secretly obsessed with you, so you don't get trapped in their confusing emotional loop. 1. The hot and cold game. This is the classic mind game of the avoidant. One moment they're all over you, texting constantly, making you feel special, and showing little glimpses of deep emotional interest. And then, out of nowhere, they disappear. They go silent, pull away, and act like nothing happened. This push and pull cycle isn't random. When an avoidant is secretly obsessed with you, they get emotionally overwhelmed by their own attachment feelings. So they create distance not because they don't care, but because they care too much. But the reason this is a game is that they often return just as you begin to detach. That's when they pull you back in, making sure you're still emotionally hooked. They want the connection, but only on their terms. 2. They watch you from afar. When avoidants are obsessed, they often become emotional spectators. They may stop reaching out, but suddenly they're viewing your Instagram stories the moment you post them. They might not like or comment on anything, but they'll always keep tabs. This silent monitoring is a mind game meant to create the illusion of detachment while keeping emotional proximity. They want to feel connected to your world without having to risk rejection or intimacy. It's their way of staying close without being seen. When you notice this passive engagement, understand it's not accidental. They're watching you because they're thinking about you, but their fear of vulnerability won't let them re-enter openly. 3. They pretend to be unaffected. Avoidants will often act like they don't care at all after a breakup or argument. They'll go cold, rational, emotionless, almost robotic. But this is a powerful mind game. Underneath that stoic exterior is someone who's emotionally activated but terrified of appearing weak. So they overcompensate. They want you to think they've moved on, that they're perfectly fine, maybe even dating someone else. But many times this performance is for you. The obsession is there, but their ego won't allow them to admit it. So instead, they try to manipulate your perception of reality. If they look unaffected, they believe you'll chase, wonder, and question yourself. It's control masked as indifference. 4. They mirror you strategically. This is a subtle but powerful game avoidants play when they're secretly obsessed. They study your communication style, your energy, and then mirror it just enough to keep you interested, but not too much to feel vulnerable. If you're being distant, they might suddenly match your silence. If you show attention, they'll mirror your warmth temporarily. But the game here is emotional calibration. They want to match you just enough to keep you emotionally uncertain. It's like they're testing the temperature of the water every time before jumping in. The mirroring keeps the connection alive but still gives them control. And it makes you wonder, are they into me or just playing games? 5. Jealousy triggers. When avoidants are obsessed with you but too scared to admit it, they'll often try to make you jealous on purpose. They might casually mention someone they've been talking to, post cryptic captions on social media, or suddenly get very active online. But this isn't about moving on. It's about provoking a response. They want to see if you'll react, if you'll chase, if you'll show your cards. Jealousy becomes a tool to test your emotional investment. And while they might act indifferent on the surface, they're watching closely for signs that you still care. It's not just immature, it's strategic, because deep down, they want to feel powerful in the dynamic, even if they're emotionally insecure. 6. They leave the door half open. One of the most manipulative mind games an avoidant plays when they're obsessed is leaving the door just slightly open. They won't fully commit, but they also won't fully walk away. They say things like, "I'm not ready for a relationship right now," or "maybe we'll find our way back later." These statements are designed to keep you emotionally available while they sit in uncertainty. They don't want to lose access to you, but they're too scared to step into full vulnerability. So they breadcrumb you with hope. They keep communication alive just enough that you don't fully detach. And every time you think about walking away, they do something small to pull you back in. It's emotional manipulation with a smile. 7. They create confusion on purpose. When an avoidant is obsessed but emotionally conflicted, confusion becomes their favorite tool. They'll give mixed signals. One day they're affectionate, the next they're cold. They'll tell you you're important but avoid seeing you for weeks. They'll initiate deep conversations, then disappear for days. And when you ask for clarity, they dodge. Why? Because clarity requires emotional accountability, and that terrifies them. So they manufacture confusion to maintain control. If you're confused, you're emotionally preoccupied. And if you're emotionally preoccupied, you're not walking away. This kind of emotional fog is a survival strategy for avoidance. It keeps you in the relationship mentally, even if they've pulled back physically. But here's the truth. Confusion is not connection. It's just their way of keeping you in emotional limbo while they figure out their own feelings. So if you've been caught in the emotional maze of an avoidant person, feeling confused, anxious, or like you're constantly being pulled in and pushed away, it's not your fault. These mind games aren't reflections of your worth. They're reflections of their fear. But here's what I want you to remember. Just because someone is obsessed with you doesn't mean they're capable of loving you in a healthy way. Obsession isn't connection. Games aren't intimacy. And mixed signals? That's not romance. It's emotional uncertainty dressed up as mystery. The moment you stop reacting to their games and start responding from your own clarity, that's when the whole dynamic shifts. That's when you stop being the one waiting, analyzing, hoping, and start becoming the one they can't control, can't predict, and most of all, can't ignore. Because nothing wakes an avoidant up faster than when the person they secretly crave no longer plays by their rules. So choose you. Protect your peace. Let go of the need to be chosen by someone who's too afraid to show up for you. And if they ever stop playing games and start showing real growth, you can decide from your power whether they're still worth your energy. But until then, walk with your head high, knowing that your clarity is louder than their confusion. If this video hit home, drop a heart in the comments, share your story, and make sure to like and subscribe for more real talk about relationships, attachment, and emotional freedom. Remember, you are not hard to love. You just need someone brave enough to love you right.